On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, you got me, your boy Lydell Dinero, your favorite podcast host, talking about a bunch of stuff that you guys like to hear. How about that? We got the NFC Championship, the AFC Championship to talk about. The last big matchup before the big game, before the Super Bowl. We're going to talk all about that and preview the Super Bowl, of course. Then we get into a bunch of pop culture stuff. I'm everywhere with these pop culture topics today because I couldn't really find a lot of poignant topics to kind of talk about. But I got some stuff. I ain't gonna leave you guys empty-handed. Tom Brady's retiring. Freaking, of course, Tyree Nichols and those dumbass police officers that were out there acting wild out there in Memphis. They got sentenced, all 5 of them. Of course, you already know how I do it when it comes to these cowards' names. I ain't even gonna put them on blast. You guys go look them up to learn them fuckers' names because I ain't gonna put them on blast and show. Excuse me again. I'm gonna try not to cuss because the monetization in that stuff I talked about with YouTube, they don't want you to cuss no more. So I'm gonna try my best to watch my language, but this topic is really, really touching right now. Really close to home. It is Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to everybody. James Gunn and DC launched their plan of TV shows and movies to kind of lay out what they're going to do in their universe over there. So I'll get into that too. And then Quantumania is coming out February 17th. I'm talking about some touring because some tour dates are dropping. A lot of people going on tour, and it's some crazy shit these people are doing to get their tickets out there and to make their fans available to get their tickets. So a lot of stuff to talk about in this episode. Thank you for being here. This is episode 150. We finally broke out of the 149s. It's 150 time. Thank you for being here. Also, I'm going to show you guys some of my pops too. I told you guys I've been promising that. I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite pops that I have in my collection. I have a big collection. It's growing, as you guys can see in the back, but it's getting bigger and bigger. I'm kind of addicted to this Funko Pop shit. And I know, cussing again, damn it. I know you guys probably, I'm tired of seeing your pops. I'm tired of hearing you talk about pops. But if you're not, this is the episode for you because I'm talking about my favorite pops I have in my collection and why they're important to me. So it's a packed episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. Thank you for being here. I know you like the yellow hat. Go get you one. And I got the yellow Red Bull to match, man. We out here. It's time for another episode. Happy Friday. Happy Black History Month. And let's get it. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's another day. It's another Friday, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. Thank everybody for being here. Man, it's been a long week. It's been as long of a week for y'all as it's been for me. Because shoot, I'm happy that I'm done with this week, even though I record on Wednesday and I'm faking the funk for y'all. But if y'all hearing this Friday, I'm kind of relieved for it to be Friday as well. Episode 150, thank God I can make it to episode 150 and the pod is still here. Nobody's knocked on our door and was like, hey, this podcast is trash, get it out of here. Nah, we up here, we keeping it moving, we keep on elevating, still looking for guests. I don't know where y'all hiding at. I'm still trying to put together a team to help take this to the next level. Everybody's hiding out there. I know y'all watching. So why don't y'all come be a part of the team? Stop being shy. Once you get on the camera, get in front of it, it's all good and everybody loves it. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity, golden opportunity before we take off to the moon. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put a team together and bring y'all with me. But before I get into all that, I know there's some football fans out there. It's probably like, Patrick, hurry up and get to football because, man, there's a weekend last weekend. A lot of shit happened, man. Some teams won, some teams lost. Some referees got paid that shouldn't have got paid. A lot of controversy in those two games. But let's just get right into it because I know y'all love when I go over this NFL stuff. So the first game we had was the 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We really thought this game was going to be a lot closer than it actually ended up being. I mean, it's not the 49ers' fault exactly. But me personally, if you guys remember last week, I kind of predicted the Eagles are going to win this game. They ended up winning 31-7. And it wasn't in really even a close game due to some of the events that happened during the game. Brock Purdy, the quarterback that was on an 8-game winning streak going into this NFC championship that everybody thought can do no wrong, Mr. Irrelevant, the last player taken in this draft this year. He's been playing very well. I'm not going to take that from him. I'm not going to try to get on him and act like I knew this was going to happen or he actually had a monumental breakdown or anything like that. He actually ended up getting hurt. In the beginning of the game, 49ers defense was holding it down, kind of not letting the Eagles do exactly what they wanted to do, even though the Eagles did score in their first drive and it looked kind of easy. But we didn't suspect that the 49ers wouldn't be able to score or put up any points themselves. Of course, without me beating around the bush too much, Brock Purdy ended up getting hurt. He ended up getting sacked. It was a sack fumble, but in the routine of him going, his arm going forward to throw the ball, he got the ball stripped from him before he was able to start moving forward. So it was a fumble, but in the process, he I think he hyperextended his elbow and hurt that ulnar nerve, I think they call it. And that injury is pretty bad. It's a injury that a lot of pitchers get in baseball, and they have to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? And it requires Tommy John surgery, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, sorry about that. But yeah, it's an injury that it definitely affects your throwing, and it takes some time to heal. So in the moment when he gets hurt like that, people kind of expect him to either get a pain shot, shake it off, and be able to come and continue a game because it is the NFC Championship and he is their third quarterback. So, this isn't new to the 49ers. The quarterback's getting injured. And then the fact that he's getting injured in such a crucial moment is kind of, messed up for the team. But once he does get hurt, it sets the Eagles up in good field position for another touchdown. But on the same token, shoot, they're down to their fourth quarterback now, and they don't really have much they can do. Brock Purdy was only able to go 4 for 4 for 23 yards before he got that elbow injury. And then Josh Johnson, the journeyman, 13 teams total, came in the game and tried to hold it down for the 49ers against that Eagles pass rush and that secondary that the Eagles have out there that's actually able to, shut down pretty much anybody. And when you have a fourth string quarterback in there that don't really know the playbook, don't really look comfortable, and can't really throw it downfield, it was just lunch for the Eagles, and they ended up just kind of pulling away with the game. Christian McCaffrey, he did all he could. They tried to give him the ball in every circumstance, and even when Josh Johnson ended up with a concussion, they had to go to their fifth quarterback, and basically Brock Purdy just came in, and because they would have to activate Christian McCaffrey or Check as the fifth quarterback, and that's going to take away from the running game and all the stuff they can do in the offense and make them really predictable. So what they ended up doing was Brock Purdy going back in the game and just handing it off, making their offense super predictable, and Christian McCaffrey having to do everything pretty much. 15 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown for Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel, 3 catches for 33 yards. George Kittle, 3 for 32. Yeah, after Purdy got hurt, there was no throwing the ball, and there was really not much the receivers could really do in that instance. They tried to throw screens, but they would get shut down really fast, because that's all really Purdy could throw. On the other end, though, Jalen Hurts, 15 for 25, 121 yards, 11 carries for 39 yards, and a touchdown. Gainwell, 14 carries for 48 yards. Miles Sanders, 11 carries for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I said, the defense for the 49ers was still standing up and shutting down the run game to a certain extent, but they're on the field so much, and that line is so good for Philadelphia that after a while, you know what I'm saying, they started just opening holes and manhandling the defense of the 49ers, and those holes opened up enough for Gainwell to score a touchdown, or I think it was Boston Scott that scored a touchdown, about like 10, 12-yard touchdown. Sanders scored like a 20-yard touchdown. It was just a lot of uncharacteristic stuff with it from the San Francisco defense after the offense was kind of decimated and not able to do nothing. The receiver wise, Devontae Smith was 2 for 36 and AJ Brown 4 for 28. One of the biggest plays of the game was Devontae Smith one-handed catch thrown down the field by Jalen Hurts, which really wasn't caught, but the replay didn't really show us that he dropped the ball. We really couldn't tell. And I heard that in Philadelphia in the arena, they didn't really show the replays for the referees to see it, just because, I mean, the home team is the Philadelphia Eagles, so they don't want to help the referees out and have them overturn the ball. And then right after he caught the ball, Devontae Smith ran back to the line telling the team to go and run the next play so they wouldn't challenge it or look at it. So they successfully did that, and after that they ended up scoring too. So there's a lot of shit going on with the game. A lot of people talking shit about the refs because they did call a lot of penalties on the 49ers. On one drive is like 4 or 5 penalties consecutive. The 49ers did commit those penalties, but it looked like the referees were looking extra hard because both teams were committing penalties at certain times, and you can see that all game. If you wanted to, referees can probably throw flags the whole game. But in this instance, it was more steered toward the 49ers, and plus the fact that they were getting beat like that, the fans were able to notice it a lot more, and yeah, it ended up bad for them. But ultimately, the number 1 seed prevailed. Philadelphia Eagles are moving on to the Super Bowl over there in Arizona. And about who they're playing, they're going to be playing Kansas City Chiefs. They made it back to the Super Bowl, beating their foes, the Cincinnati Bengals, who they lost to 3 times in a row prior. They won 23-20. There's a lot of trash talk. Cincinnati Bengals were calling Arrowhead Burrowhead because they couldn't, the Chiefs couldn't beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and they just kept winning whenever they played them. And last year they beat them to go to the Super Bowl. So they thought they had Patrick Mahomes' number, especially with his ankle being hurt. They thought they can come over there and just manhandle the Chiefs, but that didn't really happen. Joe Burrow did go 26 for 41, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, threw 2 interceptions. One was bad, but he was throwing the ball pretty good out there on his targets. It's just that there was great defense being played by the Chiefs in certain instances. One was tipped in the air and the defender was in the right spot to catch that tip ball. He threw it into a zone that he shouldn't have thrown it into and was, guarded well, and they did what they needed to do, what they do at practice all the time, practice that tip drill, and they got a turnover. But their running game wasn't able to do much. P. Ryan, 5 for 22, 1 touchdown. T. Higgins had a great catch, mossed 2 dudes in the end zone. He ended up going 6 for 83 and a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 6 for 75. They're double and triple teaming Jamar Chase. He got hit in the face mask with a ball. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. A lot of controversial calls called this game, especially the push out of bounds at the end of the game for Patrick Mahomes to put them in field goal range to win the game. Yeah, there's a lot of calls being, either not called or called that favored one team. It seemed like, ultimately when you lose, the other team's going to say there's a bunch of calls for the other team that helped them win. But football is football. You don't always get your way, except for if you do believe in that they're fixing the games that they do get their way, I guess, ultimately. But Mahomes went 29 for 43, 326 yards and 2 touchdowns on a high ankle sprain. I don't know how he's doing this. And they said they didn't even shoot up the ankle before the first half. So maybe they wanted to wait strategically because it does wear off by the second half. Maybe they didn't shoot it up first half, and in the second half they shot him up, and then he was able to do what he was doing. But I don't know. People say I've had a high ankle sprain, a fat one, but I don't have the resources and the rehab centers like Mahomes would have to do that kind of shit to get better. So I don't know. I'm sure they're doing the right thing to get him better, and if he can play, that's props to him, man. Because I don't know anybody can play that quarterback position and do what he has to do to put his team in position to win on a hurt ankle. It's just crazy. Pacheco's turning out to be a great pickup in the 7th round. 10 carries for 26 yards, but he did have 5 catches for 59. That made a difference. MVS, 6 for 116 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce still doing his thing. 7 for 78 and a touchdown. But yeah, it all pretty much came down to that last run I was talking about. Joseph Osai was chasing Patrick Mahomes out of bounds, and you know how it goes when players are on the sideline and kind of gearing towards go out of bounds. If you touch him at all, the referees are going to throw a flag, especially if they, flop or throw their hands up, or if it's on the opposite team sideline, they're going to make a big fit about it and encourage the referee to throw a flag. And you should know better in the last couple seconds of the game. It's like the last 10 to 13 seconds of the game, and this guy made this mistake, pushed him out of bounds, threw the flag, and let Harrison Butker go out there and kick the field goal to send the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl, which is nuts. Big ups to him, not from pushing Patrick Mahomes and losing the game for his team, but I know it's a hard situation. I know some of the linebackers in the team were making a spectacle out of it when the cameras were by the locker room. Why you touch the quarterback? Like, why you doing this? Why you doing that? Just kind of showing up your homie. I know he lost the game for you guys, but he knows that, and the team knows that, and internally, you guys can handle that internally, but don't put it in front of the cameras just to make it seem like it's all his fault that you guys lost. And ultimately, if you guys score more points and stop them from scoring as many points as they did, maybe they wouldn't have won or wouldn't have came down to the last kick. You know what I mean? So don't throw your homie under the bus. And then after he was so, defeated, saying he don't know if he's going to be with the Bengals next year, just a whole bunch of shit. And, it was dramatic, but ultimately karma came back. They were talking a lot of mess. They even had their mayor in on the shit talking. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of confidence exuding from the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think it's kind of cool to put them in their place a little bit because yeah, they ain't won nothing yet. So for them to be so cocky, they're lucky to be getting to the Super Bowl and stuff so early. So yeah, so ultimately it's going to be the Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, both 1 seeds, which is kind of anticlimactic if you think about it. We thought there'd be some kind of disparity. Maybe one team upset somebody, but nope. 2 1 seeds in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, I think, is February 12th. Rihanna at halftime. Excited to see that. In the Super Bowl, though, I don't know who I'm going to pick exactly. It's just the Eagles fans all over social media, just everywhere. Now every celebrity that I see that's popping on Instagram is from Philadelphia. The Meek Mill song, talking shit to the 49ers, that was inappropriate. I don't think that was necessarily fair to do. But they won, and I mean, talk your shit. You're in the Super Bowl. I mean, I personally wouldn't talk shit until the job is done, especially if you're going against Patrick Mahomes. But you know what I'm saying? And also I kind of feel like Patrick Mahomes does need to get his next Super Bowl and get it out of the way, because he don't want to get to a bunch of Super Bowls and just not win and get that LeBron James on his record. You know what I'm saying? Even though LeBron James is the GOAT, I'm just saying you don't want to get to the Super Bowl hella times and lose in it hella times, especially in football, because goddamn, getting to the Super Bowl is hard. It's tough. It's tough, you know. So once you get to that pinnacle, especially with the money he's about to get, his contract's about to kick in, I think Patrick Mahomes has to get it done. But on the other side, I really do like Jalen Hurts. I really do like AJ Brown. I like Devonta Smith. You know what I'm saying? Miles Sanders was always hurt. He's actually healthy this year. I don't know, man. I don't know who I want to win exactly, but in this instance, right now, how I'm feeling, it may change throughout the week, but right now, I am feeling like the Chiefs are gonna win. They're the underdogs right now. Everybody is discrediting everybody on, in the Philadelphia organization. People are talking about how the coach isn't good. People talking about how Jalen Hurts isn't good. People talking about how anybody can do it because their team is so stacked. Like, nah, man, firstly, give the coach credit. Sirianni, give him credit. Give Jalen Hurts credit. He improved. Y'all know how I feel about Jalen Hurts. He might not be the best all the time or coming in right away, but he will take that time to get better. Off season, you're gonna see a monumental growth of Jalen Hurts, and he is taking that next step. And this team is stacked, but I don't know if the receivers for the Chiefs are healthy and everybody is healthy. If it's, I know Patrick Mahomes is not gonna be 100% healthy, but I want to see a good game. And before, I want to pick the Chiefs, but if they have any injuries to that secondary and they don't have all their starters at receiver and Patrick Mahomes is handicapped and with the ankle injury, I don't think it's fair to hold me to that Chiefs pick. But right now I'm going with the Chiefs. Check out my Instagram. I always got stuff on there to keep you guys updated on how I'm feeling about stuff. Um, yeah, I might change it, but I probably won't. I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs firm right now just because, what I'm saying? It'll only be two for Patrick Mahomes. He'll be the new guy that everybody's talking about, and I don't mind that right now. I don't think I'm ready for the full switch over to the NFC East and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles being on top and them going to be winning for years and years to come. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I think it's Patrick Mahomes' time and then somebody else wins. So I got the Chiefs. So we'll see what happens. But that Rihanna halftime show, I am excited for. I'm going to see what she's going to actually come out there and perform. Maybe she got some new music to put out. That would be dope too. So yeah, we'll see what's going on with Rihanna. I am excited to see that last year's halftime show was pretty good. So it's a lot to live up to, but I'm sure Rihanna's going to shut down the show regardless of what she does. You know what I'm saying? She just had a baby, you know what I'm saying? Ready to rock the stage again. Just put out a song for Black Panther. So she's in the rollout mode. So maybe we'll get like an album. I heard that her next album though is gonna be nothing like what we want to expect from Rihanna. I remember her saying that when she did mention her album coming out. So I don't know. I'm not the super like, I'm not in Rihanna hive, you know what I'm saying, to know everything about Rihanna. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the person that knows every single fact about Rihanna, you know what I'm saying? But who knows? Maybe she'll come out with some new music. Maybe she'll come out with music that everybody likes. But everybody's been trying something new this year. The Drake album was new. The Beyonce album was a new style. Lil Yachty put out some weird shit. I don't know. So everybody's trying something new, but I'm excited to see what happens because first what am I trying to say? First Super Bowl where there's two black quarterbacks playing against each other head to head. Then we have a black superstar at halftime, Rihanna, on Black History Month. So it's gonna be a great celebration, man. So February, was it 12th? February 14th? Whatever day it is. One of those Sundays. I think it's February 12th. It's gonna be February 12th. But yeah, enjoy it wherever you're gonna enjoy it. If you have a Super Bowl party, hit me up. Let me know where it's at, because I might come through. Give me some squares for the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I won me some squares, won some money off squares last year, so won like $500. So I'm trying to get back in the game. You feel me? Fantasy might be over, but this is my second favorite little bet. The favorite thing to bet on is the squares for fantasy or for the Super Bowl. So yeah, and before we get out of football, I did this last year, but we doing it for real again this time. Tom Brady, my guy, Psycho T, my guy Tommy Tizzleton. My guy, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. I just want to say thank you, my dude. I know you're retiring for real this time. I appreciate the 3 years you spent over here in Tampa, holding it down for the home team. Back when you were with the Patriots, I didn't really pay that much attention. You know what I'm saying? The AFC, and you guys were always winning. You know what I'm saying? You were the easy to hate person. But once you did come over to Tampa and change the culture over there and show us winning right away, it just flipped up our whole organization. You taught us how to win. You taught us how to spend money on winners. You taught us how to become a cohesive team that can do shit. You know, being one of the losingest franchises in sports history, for him to come there and show us winning so fast and change the culture so fast, I'll be forever grateful for that. Bringing us our second Super Bowl. It was crazy. I'm so happy in my lifetime I was able to see that, because a lot of teams, especially in football, people aren't always alive to see their team win the Super Bowl. I was able to see it twice thanks to Tom Brady. The first one he wasn't involved in, but the second one he definitely was. And you know, we were the laughing stock of the NFL before he came, and now he's doing his thing. Uh, Last year might have not this year, excuse me, might not have been the year that he hoped for, especially not to go out on. But the 2 years before that, 2020 we won the Super Bowl. 2021 he put up MVP stats at 44, almost won MVP, got taken out of the playoffs on the last fluke play by the Rams, who went on to win the Super Bowl. So that's not a such a bad feat there. Yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of words that I can say. Last year I used them all up because I thought he was done last year, but man, it's been a ride. I appreciate it. It's just crazy to see him having his Patriots up there, being represented by the Patriots, and then having the Buccaneers flag and the insignia right next to it, because we were a big part of his career now, man. At first I thought it was gonna be like he was here for 1 year, it's not gonna be too big of a deal, it's not gonna be like too prominent in his stops, and when his story is being told, the Buccaneers aren't really gonna be in that story because he was only here for a brief stint. But nah, he changed everything, bro. Like from the moment he stepped in, the practice habits, the winning attitude. Like we went 13-4 last season. Not this last one, we went 8-9, but the year before we went 13-4. I would never expect the Buccaneers to do some shit like that. And the year before we won the Super Bowl in his first year there, and all we did was change up. Well, we had Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, and a bunch of veterans signed on, but it's like, what I'm saying, anybody can do that, but without the leader in place to put you in the right mindset that has been winning before, I mean, what, 6 times before? Um, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm thankful for that. There's quarterbacks that have gone to teams that just stunk it up and have done nothing for them. You know what I'm saying? The Phillip Rivers of the world, Carson Wentz's of the world. These guys that are going to teams and supposed to change and give these franchises positive trajectory, but they don't come through and have anything to show for it. Tom Brady, you can't say that about Tom Brady. Right when he got there, we won a Super Bowl. Next year, 13-4. The year after that, he's at 45 years old, trying to do what he can with a bunch of injuries and a bunch of players that don't have it this year, and injuries mostly decimated our front line. You guys know the story. But all in all, again, I just want to say thank you, Tom Brady. Go spend time with your family, spend time with your kids, pour into them how they poured into you, and watch them blossom into great people, and great people like the person that you are. You have that job at Fox, $300 million contract. So I know you ain't gonna be hurting for money, but yeah, hopefully you can stick around the Buccaneers organization and help us out, like a mentor situation. Maybe that whole ownership shit you're trying to do with the Miami Dolphins. Maybe you can get in with the Bucks and just have us in the right place and just be involved. Because he really did it. It was a blessing to have him. And sometimes, this year you could have heard me saying, man, he's old, or he can't make the plays that he needs to make, or, what I'm saying? But nevertheless, man, he's my guy. He's became my guy. I can't really think of a quarterback on the Buccaneers that I would claim over him. Uh, Brad Johnson, no. You know what I'm saying? Like Jameis Winston, no. There's Josh Freeman, no. No, no. You know what I'm saying? So he's only been here for a little bit of time, and he's still the most prominent quarterback the Buccaneers has ever had. So this man right here, he means a lot. Thank you, Tom Brady. I never thought Tom Brady would be a part of the Buccaneers organization. It's been a dream come true, and I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you. Let me not get too sappy over here. Let me see. Speaking of tours, real quick before I get into this mushy stuff, because Tyree Nichols situation, I'm gonna go in. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna talk too much on it because it's gonna get me really upset, but I'm gonna go in. But tours, man. these tours are getting crazy. I was just talking about artists Rihanna, Beyonce, Drake, Lil Wayne. They're all going on tours this summer, but shit is changing, man. When I was young, getting access to these tours and tickets used to be hella easy. That shit is getting fucking tough, yo. I don't understand. What are we to do to get these tickets now to go to a concert affordably? I remember we used to go to Mountain View out here at the shoreline and stand in the lawn and just kind of watch it or just kind of get closer as the concert went on and just got general admission. But it's like the bigger the acts now, the bigger the price of the ticket's going to be because these artists, I talked a little bit last episode, the shows is what is how they're kind of like establishing their dominance nowadays. How many people come to your show? How many how much money you spend on the show, how elaborate your show is, how long people are talking about your show. I think a lot of that is kind of what's important to artists nowadays because we all hear about the breaking down of streaming, how much money people make on streaming, how much people are getting paid by the industry, how much people are getting paid by the record labels. Getting on the road and being able to do a world tour is definitely ways to make a big amount of money as an artist. And I feel like now, if you look on TV and see Drake at the Apollo and how elaborate his sets are there, or you see Beyonce performing in Dubai, how she has all the dancers and all the set pieces and all the thought out stuff that she has on stage, like to be able to do this, it costs a lot of money. So I think nowadays, instead of the artists making the tickets super affordable for the fans to come, they're like, we spent all this money, so we're gonna make all this money back somehow. We saw the Taylor Swift and the Ticketmaster debacle, how people are trying to get on there and get tickets, and tickets skyrocketed from like $100 to like 900 thousands of dollars instantly on some weird shit. I feel like that's what they're doing now. My family is all trying to get Beyonce tickets or just trying to hold a spot so they can possibly get them. They're making you sign up for credit cards, sign up for OnlyFans, do this, do that, just to become a verified fan to be able to secure a spot to possibly get a ticket that's probably going to be $800. You know what I'm saying? Drake is going on tour. He's not leaking all the dates or the venues, so tickets won't sell out that way. Lil Wayne's going on tour. Tickets sell out in 5 minutes. Like, what is happening nowadays? I mean, I know people are back outside and all that, but I never thought the day would come that concert tickets would become like a super reseller market like shoes and shit. Like, it's nuts to me how you can't even go to your favorite artist, favorite shows. Me personally, I mean, if I start doing live shows, I'll take this opinion completely away. But me personally, I'm good with watching the shows on TV, watching the recaps. Unless it's an artist at an intimate venue somewhere close to me that I know that's not gonna be hella crazy or hella, Vegas. I'll do Vegas, make a little trip out of it. I got homies that live in LA, so I could possibly go out there and do that. It's just that paying $400, $500 for tickets for shows that aren't multiple days is just crazy to me. It's a crazy concept. And for the fact that the actual artist is not even going to be performing for more than an hour, 2 hours at themselves. They have a bunch of openers and a whole bunch of other shit that's going on. I get it, but shoot, for the money that people are paying, we should get 3 hours, 3-week concert shit. Thousands of dollars to be front row. They better sing songs with my name in it, talking to me. That shit is nuts. Maybe that's just me though. But again, if I start doing live shows, I appreciate it a lot more. But again, shout out to all them. Again, Lil Wayne, we got Drake and 21 Savage going on tour, the Renaissance tour for Beyonce, the Lovers and Friends concert in May over there in Vegas. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening during the summer and springtime. So get your tickets now because again, they're going fast, man. I'm just trying to warn y'all now because I've heard a lot of people trying to get all these tickets and there's a lot of hoops you have to go through to try to reserve them and get them. So do what you can, get your tickets, have fun, yo, this summer. You know what I'm saying? Plan some trips. I'm trying to plan some trips with my friends, but they never want to do nothing. Like simply get on the podcast. They won't even do that to talk to me. So, man, you gotta holler at these dudes, man. You gotta holler. If you know any of my friends, hit them up on Instagram, hit them up on whatever socials they have. Tell them to get on this goddamn podcast. They always lying, saying, I want to get on here and talk about something. Come on. I got a couch here. I'm waiting for everybody to come. Pause. But people don't want to come show up. Show up. You know what I'm saying? Look how easy this is. I'm just spitting to y'all right now, halfway through the pod, and we out here. Anyways. Tyree Nichols, man. Sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Tyree Nichols. This happened out in Memphis. I'm a little confused exactly when it happened. Because people are saying that it happened really fast, and the action and the recourse that the people are taking against, or the state's taking against the police officers, was swift action that usually doesn't happen against white cops. But either way, this shit was wrong. It was heartbreaking, and it was just another case of being black in America and how protected we are and how valued our lives are, or I should say, not valued our lives are, because we complain about white cops doing it to us, and we need to get more cops of color on the force. But to see this case where a 17-year-old skateboarder, Tyree Nichols, was beaten to death by 5 black officers is just horrifying. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, being a black man myself, when I see black officers, I'm able to take a breath of relief because I feel like we are in a safer environment. It's a little bit safer for us. They take a little bit more grace to us than the white officers do. Especially for something simple like a traffic stop. They'll give us the benefit of the doubt that we're not up to something heinous enough to get beaten to death, which I feel like during a traffic stop, nothing anybody's doing should be, no, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's just hard to even comprehend. I shouldn't be explaining this to people because it's common knowledge. It's human nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like once they get those badges on, it becomes like, okay, I can do what I want, and I'm more than a human. It's like, okay, you feel like demigods? Am I above everybody, but I'm still human, but I can do whatever I want because I have this blessing from the, like, nah, bro. It's just wild. Again, if you guys haven't heard of the case, yeah, he was pulled over on a random traffic stop, and they told him to get on the ground, and they just commenced to beat him up. Just beat him up. Batons, fists, kicks, just beat him up. The body cam footage was hidden for a long time. After hearing about the case and the kid being in the hospital and passing away, still the body cam footage was never dropped. People in the community out there in Memphis were out asking for the body cam footage to be dropped because these people, these cops that beat this man, need to be held accountable. Everybody needs to see what's going on, just so, not just so, just so people can know that shit hasn't changed. You know, people kind of tell cops to wear body cams and kind of act like shit's changing, trying to do these preventative measures from shit like this happening. But it just seems like these men went out of their way to take out this kid for no reason. He was asking what he did. They just continued to beat him. They told him to get on the ground, put his arms behind his back. He did it. They continued to beat him up. Like haymakers, bro. I watched this video disgusted. They're punching him in the face. And seeing his videos, people on Twitter did a really good job because you know when people post after pictures of people that are victims of police brutality, they show the most gangster or horrible picture of them, try to kind of like what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of like paint a picture of the person to make them seem more evil, and it's like they deserve what they got type shit. But no, the people on Twitter did a good job of showing how peaceful of a kid he was, just a skateboarder out there trying to live his life. There's no, you know, this kid had no criminal bones in his body. The cops just had some intention and some agenda against this kid just to beat him up, kick him. They lied and said on the actual walkie-talkie that he was doing shit that he wasn't doing once the video came out. It was just crazy. And I didn't watch the whole video. I saw clips on Twitter, but supposedly it was a 66-minute video of these 5 cops beating up this kid, bro. It's not even understandable. I just can't believe it, man. It just brings up so many issues that we can talk about for hours and hours. We sit here wanting the police to treat us as a people better, but it's our own people doing this to us. It kind of contradicts our whole fight that we are actually out here trying to do, man. And I don't want to be don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it just seems like some shit that was set in motion by their white higher ups to show that it don't matter. What y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to say that the white cops are the only people that beat up? Watch, they gonna beat you up too, like some scare tactic type shit, and it's not cool, bro. I just wish I had the words to kind of like explain or even try to fathom what to do in these situations, because you never know. You never know what kind of attitude these cops are going to have. It's just weird to have to change your demeanor and try to turn into a perfect angel, or just be so scared to do anything that a cop may consider to be what, gesturing or any kind of way looking to harm them, because they're going to take action and they're going to try to find any excuse to take that action. So I don't know, man. I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't even know what to do anymore, especially as a black man. It just worries me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Staying on your P's and Q's. It's tough to do sometimes. It's kind of hard to try to be perfect at all times when you walk out of the house, just so you don't get harassed by the cops, just so you don't catch the eye of a cop that's angry that day that wants to take it out on a black man just because they're racist or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? I personally know that all cops aren't racist, but I just feel like sometimes there could be a little more training, a little more resistance training when it comes to cops. I know their lives are at on the line at all times, but I don't know. I don't know. There has to be some kind of ways. We're coming up with all this AI for other shit. Can we figure out some way to monitor these people and still do their jobs, make their jobs a little bit easier so we don't leave uh, life and death in the hands of people that can't discern between somebody that's a threat and somebody that's just a kid. It's wild. It's wild. And again, all these officers that were accused, there's 5 officers total. They all were arrested, fired, and they all got like 2nd-degree murder. I don't know exactly how long. He should be in jail forever because that is just nuts. They literally beat him to death on camera. Um, Prayers out to the families, man, of Tyree Nichols. Prayers out to Memphis. They are out there protesting, trying to get justice for Tyree, and I applaud them for that. John Morant. What's my guy's name? Damn it! His name is hella NLE Chopper. There we go. Another Memphis native, NLE Chopper out there protesting, trying to get the word out there because again, they barely dropped the body cam footage. So the awareness for this case and the justice and it just has to be spread. And though these officers were arrested, though these officers were black and not white officers that are beating, killing a person of color this time, it still shows that this police brutality is still going on, and the fight still needs to be fought. No matter what color the cops were doing the abuse, people are still getting abused out there, and that shit does need to change. For real, for real. That shit is ridiculous, and I'm tired of going outside scared, my heart dropping to my ass every time there's a cop behind me just because I'm scared of what he's gonna do to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just nuts, though. And no, I'm tired. I'm tired of having to every time I see a cop at a stoplight, turn up the music and start dancing like a fucking idiot just so they know I'm not fucking a threat to them or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, bro. I don't want to get emotional right now, but talking about it does take me to that. Take me to my 32 years of having to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, R.I.P. to Tyree, R.I.P. to everybody, all the victims of police brutality. Shit is crazy, and I'm hoping and I'm praying for the world now because there's a lot of shit going on, and there's a lot of crazy people out there in general. And for the people that are supposed to be protecting us from those crazy people, being the ones that are fucking us up and just taking us out of this world is the fucking craziest shit. Sorry, that's a lot of cussing going on there. I'm sorry, YouTube. I apologize. It's just sitting really heavy on my heart right now. It's Black History Month, and I can't let this go without saying a couple of curse words. But yeah. Let's get into one commercial break, and then I'll close it out with James Gunn and his announcements from DC. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of shit going on. I'm gonna go down this list of stuff that he is putting out, seeing if you're excited about it, seeing about just mentioning some stuff I know about some of the stuff he's releasing. I did a little bit of research, and some of the stuff he's just rebooting that was actually recently done by DC. So I think he's gonna put his own little spin on it and make it a little bit better. So I got that to talk about, and then I'm gonna talk about Quantumania a little bit and my excitement for that. Did you get your tickets? Are you excited to see it? And that'll be it. That'll be it. I'll let you guys enjoy your Friday, but it's the Best of Bias podcast. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. We in this thing. Happy Black History Month. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy day to everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll be right back though. Yeah. What up, what up, what up, everybody? We back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, and it's time for some more pop culture. Time for some more pop culture. You guys are ready for that? I know it, I know it, I know it. So, sorry, I just took a swig of my Red Bull, too, so I'm getting a little hype. You feel me? But we back. It's time for DC's launch plan. I know all our DCU fans were out there waiting in anticipation for what James Gunn was going to drop and mention for his chapter 1 of the DCU. Do a cameras, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So James Gunn came out the other day, not come out, but mentioned his slate of DCU shows that was going to come out and what was going to be behind some of the stuff he was going to be able to do this year, or not this year, throughout the next couple of years to get us ready for what his universe is going to look like. So basically, he said this first chapter is going to be called Gods and Monsters. So he's going to put out a whole bunch of shows and movies related to gods and monsters. It's going to be a lot of introductions to Superman, Batman, Superwoman. He's going to have this squad called the Creature Commandos. Barbara Waller is going to have a show. Superman Legacy, Lanterns HBO Max show. He's going to have a Paradise Lost show. It's going to be the Wonder Woman story. He's going to have Brave and the Bold, a Batman and Damian Wade story. Booster Gold. We all know Booster Gold from Justice League and shit like that. Supergirl, he's going to have a juxtaposition of her and Superman, how their lives are definitely different, and then Swamp Thing. So I'm going to get a little more intimate in the discussion of these movies and shows, but James Gunn, man, we're ready for him to come out and do what he needs to do to make the DCU as close to the MCU as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because he did give us some good movies over there. Guardians of the Galaxy is really highly regarded. If you go to California Adventure, don't go on the goddamn ride. That shit is... I'm not gonna talk about that. I cried. I cried after. My body broke down and I cried after. But anyway, it's not about that. We talking about James Gunn. But yeah, he's doing Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, all in his first phase. So I'm excited to see that. And the fact that he said that Green Lantern is going to be in like a True Detective type of style with Hal Jordan and John Stewart. John Stewart's the Black Green Lantern. Hal Jordan's the White Green Lantern. Two of the best Green Lanterns. And True Detective, if you guys seen True Detective, that shit is raw. It's like a super, super like crime thriller, super gory. And I'm sure James Gunn's not going to hold back. I'm hoping they put a mature rating on this Green Lantern show. That may be the one I'm most excited about, Green Lantern. Superman, Batman, we all seen that shit done before. We did see Green Lantern done horribly with Ryan Reynolds. We all usually think Ryan Reynolds can do no wrong, but Green Lantern, he did that shit wrong. Bombed that shit. It was terrible. But we're hoping with James Gunn and his direction, because he did some shows for DC already. We did Peacemaker, we talked about that, and that was pretty good as well. So I do have faith in his direction. So let's get into this list and talk a little bit more about each show. And I'm done with dual cameras. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going back over here. I'm back. I know y'all hate when I do that. But I got to do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I got to do it for the Instagram. I got to do it for clips to keep y'all interested because y'all don't be telling y'all friends enough about what I got going on. And I got to let them know. I got to promote. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's start from the top again. Creature Commandos. I thought this one was kind of interesting. I'm spitting all over the place. Have y'all noticed that? Like, I be getting so excited when I talk, I project. Like, spit all over the place. I'm not rapping no more. I retired from that. So the spit needs to stop. But yeah, Creature Commandos. Basically, it's a military unit of superhero-like monsters set in the World War II period. The original team was introduced in the comic book Weird War Tales in 1980. And pretty much the team is composed of a human leader, a werewolf, a vampire, a Frankenstein monster, and a Gorgon. I don't know what the fuck a Gorgon is, but basically it seems like it's going to be like the Munsters, but they're going to have superpowers and probably be killing people, got guns and shit. If you guys look it up, it looks pretty cool. Pretty much horror people killing Nazis in World War II. That's pretty much what the comic book's about. Maybe that's what the show will be about. That'll be pretty sick. Put James Gunn with his little spin on it. It'll be sick. Again, the Barbara Waller show. It's gonna. Why is her name slipping my mind too? Woman King. She was Barbara Waller in Peacemaker. Oh God. Oh God, everybody's gonna kill me for forgetting their name. But anyways, that show is supposed to contain Peacemaker and his whole crew in there, Economos, everybody, probably Vigilante. So in the Barbara Waller show, they're probably gonna be sending them on hella different missions to see for Barbara, and she's probably just gonna be there, kind of like controlling them, because Barbara Waller is a pretty prominent figure in the DCU, so they're gonna build her character a lot. And the actress that plays her is Eaton right now. And I'm so sorry that I'm forgetting her name. It's right here in my brain. I promise you guys. It's right here. Viola Davis. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Look at my fucking memory. Again, the cousin. God damn it. I'm sorry. Viola Davis is playing Barbara Waller. Next movie, Superman Legacy is coming out July 11th, 2025. This one is about pretty much Superman. It's gonna be a reboot. We don't know who's gonna be playing Superman. Of course, nobody does. The movie's not probably not filming yet if it's coming out 2025, but it should soon. But it's gonna be a good remake, man. James Gunn, he doesn't want Henry Cavill, excuse me, to play Superman anymore. So they're going in another direction. I'm not too sure who it's gonna be yet. That's gonna be exciting, and it's gonna be interesting to hear everybody debate over it for the next couple of years. But Superman Legacy, I'm excited to see something new. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll make him a little bit more gruesome, a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like James Gunn's gonna put a spin on everything that it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? The little bit of gore, they're gonna do some fine tuning on the stories. I think we'll have everything right. Green Lantern, man, space. It's gonna be like a space cop show again. The Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, True Detective. I really like True Detective. If you guys haven't seen it, the first season of True Detective was dope. I think that was the one with Woody Harrelson and who else was in it? Who else was in it? Woody Harrelson. I don't want to say Colin Farrell. But anyways, I think Colin Farrell might have been the second season, but True Detective is like one of the dopest kind of like drama, suspense, thriller slash horror cop shows out. And I'm really excited to see that. A Green Lantern again has so much stuff that they can do, so many constructs that can make and put on screen. Of course, they did a bad job with it when they first did Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds, but he moved over to greater pastures with the MCU. So let's redo it and let's get it right because I'm excited to see that. The Authority is supposed to be somewhat of a kind of like Justice League group, but it's not exactly the Justice League. It's kind of like an off story. I would compare it to probably the Internals in the MCU, but I'm sure the story is going to be a lot better. The movie's going to be a lot better. I don't know too much on these guys. I tried to look it up, but I know it's an offshoot of a group called Firestorm, and the characters are all from that group Firestorm, something like that. Paradise Lost is going to be a show about Themyscira, the land of the Amazons, where Wonder Woman's from. So I'm sure we're going to see an origin story for Wonder Woman in this one, of her growing up on Themyscira and going through shit that makes her the Wonder Woman she is today. That's going to be a good show. I'm already looking forward to that, even though Gal Gadot's probably not going to be in it no more. It's going to be interesting to see who they pick this time to play an Amazon. Maybe it's going to be a girl that's going to be, or a woman that's going to be bigger, bigger in stature, to kind of look like an Amazon or something like that. Let's see, Brave and the Bold, Batman and Damian Wayne. This one should be really interesting as well because we don't really pay too much attention, I mean, in major film anyway, to Damian Wayne, one of the most violent assassin Robins there is. You know what I'm saying? We know all about Nightwing. We know all about the original Robin. We know all about Jason Todd, Red Hood. You know what I'm saying? But Damian Wayne and how wasn't he raised kind of by Ra's al Ghul and learned how to fight over there? And his mom was Ra's al Ghul's daughter, so he's pretty much hella dope. And for them to do a TV show with Batman and Damian Wayne already born and playing Robin is gonna be really sick to kind of see how they get along and how Damian Wayne kind of holds back from killing people, because I know he probably gets to a point where he wants to kill everybody and Batman's gonna be stopping him because he don't like to kill people. And it's gonna be another introduction to Batman to see who's gonna play Batman. And I think the Christopher Reeves Batman is going to be a separate universe, so they can pick anybody for this new Batman. Booster Gold, the TV show. Booster Gold's an interesting character just because Justice League Unlimited, I saw his episode and his arc on there. He's pretty much a guy that he's a time traveler who goes to the future, learns hella shit, takes hella tech from I don't know if it's like from a superhero, but he gets all this future tech and he comes back to the past and uses the future tech to become a superhero. So he's kind of super braggadocious. He's not really, he has imposter syndrome pretty much because he really doesn't deserve to be a hero. He's only a hero because he went back and stole all that stuff from the future and came back to the past. So this Booster Gold show is going to be interesting to me too. And whoever they get to pick him is going to be interesting as well. Supergirl, World of Tomorrow is going to be a film. They're saying it's going to be different from Superman because we're going to see Supergirl's upbringing and how much different it is than Superman's upbringing, because we know Superman was sent to Earth before why do I always forget these goddamn Krypton? Before Krypton was destroyed, he was sent to Earth and had a, was sent to Smallville or whatever that is, and had parents and stuff like that. But supposedly Supergirl was on Krypton as it was being destroyed, and her family died, and it didn't have no family. It ended up on Earth some other kind of way, and her life on Earth and her life in general is gonna be so much different because of her upbringing. She still has the powers of Superman and all that, but she don't have the discipline and the culture of Superman. So it's gonna be interesting to see. We'll see if she actually has to come face to face with Superman, and him gonna have to calm her down from destroying the Earth, because when she comes there, she's probably gonna be coming in hot and doing shit with her powers that she don't know, and she's probably just fucking shit up. And the last movie here is Swamp Thing. We did see the Swamp Thing TV show, I think, on Hulu. I don't know if it did well because I think it got canceled after the first season. But they said they're gonna bring another aspect to Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing does have hella crazy ass powers, honestly. He's pretty much like Mother Earth. Pretty much it can do anything with the earth and water and shit like that. So that's gonna be interesting to see as a movie as well. I'm excited for that and how they're gonna make Swamp Thing look hella crazy, because they always do. That's dope. I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for everything he has planned, man. James Gunn did a really good job. It wasn't really a big ass spectacle like Disney, D23 or like the Marvel announcement days or anything like that. It was just James Gunn sitting there talking and explaining everything and just letting everybody know everything in a super casual way. But I'm excited still, man. James Gunn, like I said, he did a lot of stuff over for the MCU and for the DCEU that was kind of cool. So I do see him in that Kevin Feige role, kind of putting a whole bunch of stuff together and getting the right talent for all these movies. So I'm excited to see that. And another thing I'm excited for, Ant-Man Quantumania coming out February the 17th. Hope everybody got their tickets already. Me personally, I haven't gotten my tickets yet. I'm gonna let it die down a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna see it until like Sunday. You feel me? I don't know. Again, I'm getting kind of turned off to seeing these movies the same time and the same day as everybody else. I don't like the shoulder to shoulder experience. I don't like the people talking in the movies and you not being able to tell them to be quiet. I don't like the smells of everybody else's food. I mean, I know these are common movie-going experiences, but I do kind of like it more when opening weekend, where I can have a little bit of space between me and the next person. So I'm not going to rush out to see it Thursday. I'm going to see it probably on the Sunday of its release. But I am really excited, nonetheless, to see Kang come out and just get this next Phase 5 kickstarted. I know I've said this in the past, but the more and more I see the previews and the more I hear stuff about what's going to happen in Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, it's like, man, let's get this shit started. Bring Kang in here. Let's get everything going. Everything I'm hearing about Deadpool 3, it's just a lot that's going to happen in the MCU. So I'm excited for that to kick off with this movie. People really didn't care too much for Ant-Man 1 or Ant-Man 2. So seeing the stakes be this high in Ant-Man 3 is pretty dope. And we're going right into Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in March. Yeah, so next month. So yeah, we're jumping into Phase 5 and I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna review that for you guys. You don't have to worry about nothing. I'll always get the reviews in for you guys eventually. For those who see in the movie on that Thursday, don't ruin it. You know what I'm saying? Stay off the line. But I will be definitely seeing that and reviewing it. I'm excited, man. I know I just went over here and preached hell about the DCU and what they got going, but we've been in this MCU stuff for a while, and I have no doubts that the next stuff that they're gonna do is gonna be great. So MCU, we waiting on you. Can't wait to see what you're doing. Jonathan Majors, keep doing your shit. But yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be great in Creed 3. Y'all go see Creed 3 too. That comes out, I think, March 3rd. My brother Michael B. Jordan, first movie directing. And it's gonna be good, man. Jonathan Major and him out there doing his thing. I'm sure he's gonna be back in the MCU in some kind of capacity, maybe even the DCU, because Michael B. Jordan's doing his thing right now. But Jonathan Majors, man, he's in everything. Big ups to him, and I'm excited to see what he does as Kang, because it's a really heralded character. He's on the slate to be the next big bad for the next couple of years, at least through 2025. So let's get it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. But lastly here, guys, before I get you guys up out of here on this Friday, this is probably going to do more justice to the people watching on YouTube than the people listening on audio. I apologize. I'll do the best I can to describe all this stuff for you. But I'm going to go through my favorite pops. I got some pops over here on the side that I find really fond to me. I didn't bring everything down because, as you can see on these walls, I got hella shit. And I didn't want to bring everything down and be kind of crazy with it. But I do have some Funko Pops here I do want to go over real quick. I ain't gonna take too much time, but these are some of my favorite ones. I'm gonna break down why and just show you all a little something. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. Let me start over here. I'm gonna grab these two. Firstly, man, this here. Oh yeah, the glare is terrible. Let me see if I can turn this ring light off. It'll be better. Nope, still glaring. But anyways, this power line from the Disney movie, the Goofy movie. This pop here, if you've seen the movie and you know who Powerline is, you know who Max wanted to be, you know why he wanted to be like Powerline. He just wanted to get his girl. Back when I was young, I just wanted to get the girl I had a crush on. And you know, I can relate to Max so much. I just want to be Powerline. The songs, you know, if you were Powerline, you get all the ladies, and all the ladies like Powerline. So why not try to emulate your favorite person? So that's one of them. I also got, you guys know, if you know me, you know when I got this, you know why I got this. There's not many questions I need to be asked about it. It is Frozone from The Incredibles. Samuel L. Jackson won. Incredibles, my favorite movie, probably my favorite movie of all time, animated or regular. We can get into the regular stuff, maybe, you know, squeeze something in there. But The Incredibles is my shit all time, no matter what. But yeah, I had to get Frozone for my first piece from The Incredibles. It's my favorite character, Black superhero, Samuel L. Jackson, Disney, all that shit, all the criteria are met. Happy Black History Month as well. But Frozone, you see him shooting that ice down there. So that's those two. These ones are quick little Disney pieces. You know, two Disney pieces that are really close to my heart because Powerline, Frozone explained that pretty thoroughly. Then, of course, I brought down Killer Tom just because he retired, and it's just really interesting to see him in Tampa Bay Buccaneers gear. You see him in a whole bunch of different Funko Pops, Patriots gear, Super Bowl hats, Super Bowl jerseys, but to see him in that red with that towel hanging, Super Bowl Tom in the Buccaneers, I just had to pick it up. I picked up him, Mike Evans. Just, yeah, my sports collection started with Tom. Actually, I think it might have started with Nikola Jokic back there, but this was probably like the second or third sports pop that I got, and I know it's gonna be worth a lot of money since he did retire. All this is about the money ultimately. Once these get really high in value, I'm gonna sell them off, and I know these next ones I show right now are $50 a piece right now by themselves. Let me get these over here. Sorry, audio listeners, but I'm bringing some heat over here. Some heat. So if you guys follow the Instagram, y'all saw that I picked up the Ninja Turtles as the Power Rangers. This is one of my favorite collections of all time because I love favorite pieces of my collection of all time because I love the Power Rangers growing up, and I definitely love the Ninja Turtles. But having them both as a collab was crazy. You have Donatello, the purple, as the Black Ranger with the Black Ranger weapon. We have Michelangelo, the Yellow Ranger, or the orange Ninja Turtle as the Yellow Ranger. Clean, all stickered up. Shared sticker from New York Comic Con, shared sticker from San Diego Comic Con. And then we got the Leonardo, of course. Damn, the glare is bad. The blue Ninja Turtle as the Blue Ranger. That's pretty simple right there. You see the weapons. And then lastly, I know you guys saw this on the gram. This one might have the biggest glare of all time, but this one's Raphael, signed by the voice artist himself, Rob Paulson. I saw him at Comic-Con, got him to sign it. It's Raphael as the Red Ranger. Pretty clean. I ended up getting all four. And again, all these are $50 a piece. They retail at $15. So I'm just holding on to this one. This one right here is probably worth like at least $200, $300 right now out the gate. And all these right here, these other three Ninja Turtles ones, they cost $50 a piece, resale value. So it's a lot of resale value in these things, and the longer you hold on to them, the higher the prices go up. And everybody loves Power Rangers, everybody loves Ninja Turtles, so this is just gonna keep going up. Just keep going up. And then, of course, favorite character from Avatar: The Last Airbender, we got Toph, the Earthbender, Metal Bender, and she's blind. So in the show, she has this thing where she's putting up a poster, and everybody's like watching her put up posters and don't want to say nothing to her about because she's being hella helpful, but she's blind. And all of a sudden, everybody stops talking, and she's looking just looking at the wall, and she's like, "It's upside down, isn't it?" And that's the quote she put on there. The voice actress Jessica Flower. I appreciate that. Very nice lady. Appreciate her taking time to sign my pop and quote it for a really good price. Putting this pop here up in the hundreds of dollars as well. And then last but not least, definitely not least, probably one of my favorite pops. We have the Miles Morales casual here with the hoodie. If you guys look really closely, he has the ones on, the Spider-Man suit under some cargos, and a clean ass puffer jacket, you know what I'm saying? This one right here is PPG, which is the value of the pop at $100. I got it for about $30, so $70 plus value on this already. And the movie's about to come out, so the longer I hold on to it, the Across the Spider-Verse movie comes out, this will shoot up in price. It's just these couple of pops that I showed you right now, they're going to go up in price hella over time, and I'm just going to sit on them for a while. They're investment pieces, you know what I'm saying? People think I'm crazy for going out here and spending all this money on pops, but in all reality, they are investment pieces. They are a thing that I feel like is going to be around for a long time, and as they do keep going around and maturing, the prices are going to go up, and once I have kids and stuff, if I don't give them to them, that's going to be a good little college fund for them or something like that. A good little rainy day chunk of change when I do end up selling my collection. But if you guys enjoy my pop collection, enjoy me showing you that stuff, I can do it a little bit more because I have a lot of stuff around here that I can show y'all, and it's nothing for me just to bring it down. But yeah, I guess we got to the end of the podcast now, where I like to let them know where they can find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Anything podcast related, of course, just type Best of Bias Podcast in, or the Best of Bias, and you'll find me and Growly out there, and just click on it and you'll find us. Best of Bias on the YouTube, bestofbias.com on the internet. What else we got? Merch, of course, shirts, got bucket hats, dad hats, beanies, trucker hats. We got the truckers. All come with the Thunderbolt pin. Growly, the electric, you know what I'm saying? The electric Don Dada. We out here. A bunch of merch. If you guys want it, just hit me up on the Instagram website. We'll be up and running very, very soon. Of course, I've been saying that for like a year and a half, but shit, I'm struggling with it. I'm gonna get it going really soon. But also guests, we need you. We waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be on the pod, let me know. Hopefully I'm getting Chelsea on the pod next week. She did say she wasn't going to flake, so we're going to see what happens. Maybe you can talk about a little bit about relationships here. We don't talk too much about relationships, but the Valentine's Day coming, maybe we do need to get some relationship talk and some girls' perspective on relationships and stuff like that, just so we can mix up the topics. Football will be over pretty soon here, so we're going to need some more stuff to talk about. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Happy Friday again. Happy Black History Month, and go hug somebody today. It's Valentine's Day coming up. If you have a Valentine's, make sure they're, happy this Valentine's Day. If you need a Valentine, maybe you should probably wait till after Valentine's Day, because if not, you're probably gonna be spending a lot of money. But love is love. Find it wherever you can. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. Thank you for making it to episode 150. Thank you for listening to the podcast and always supporting like I know you do. And until next time, we out here. Yeah. My mouse is over here. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast.